being humble, asking the Lord for the wisdom as well, asking the Lord for the humility, right? Asking the Lord, Lord, how do I steward this zeal for you the right way, in a way that's honorable to you and to your son? And I think be willing in stewarding your zeal. You don't know everything. I think we want to believe that we do. I've seen it in my own walk, right? Like you come to know the Lord, you read the Bible, you're like, wow, I know this, I know this. And being young in faith, I mean, it's it's pretty common. Like you look around and you're like, I want a word that's gonna, and this may not be for everybody, but it was for me the reality of like, I want a word that's gonna convict me and whatever. So like whenever there's encouraging sermons or sermons of exhortation, Jackie Hill Perry talked about this in one of her talks, that she had gone and Priscilla Schreier was doing an exhortation. Like the entire sermon was about encouraging other people. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, I came here to, because it was all based around our understanding at that time of the importance of different things without understanding the importance of encouragement and exhortation. Because that's so important to encourage believers. It talks about it all throughout the Bible, right? So don't be afraid to listen and be taught, because consider Jesus, consider his disciples. They walked with him for 3 years before he was like, go on. 3 years they walked with him. So I think that there is great joy in being in the wilderness with the Lord, right? And there are certain things that we only need to talk to the Lord about. And I say that because when it comes with being zealous, we almost feel like we need to go out and evangelize to till everybody knows everything about the Jesus, right? And that is a beautiful heart to have, and the Lord honors your heart in that. He honors your heart in that, but we are sometimes our own worst enemy, right? Where he's like, hey, I love this, but talk to me about all the things on your heart that you're desiring to do before we go out and do them. Because he may be asking you to be faithful to something small before he can trust you with something bigger to be faithful with. Why do I say that? Let's go to Luke now. So we did Proverbs, we did Romans. Let's go to Luke really quick. Luke 16:10. This is all about what I just said. Luke 16:10. Let's see. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much, and whoever is unrighteous in very little is also unrighteous in much. So if I say this because the Lord puts us through tests in a good way. Testing is good. Testing is holy. Testing is lovely. It's a way that he encourages us to be more like his son. So when it comes to doing the walk with the Lord, being faithful in little, stewarding our zeal, consider stewarding your zeal one kingdom-minded thing at a time, right? Because you see all these things, you're learning all the things, you want to go all the different ways, which is, again, honorable. But ask the Lord, Lord, where do you want me to remain focused? Yes, on your son. Always help me to remain focused on your son. Absolutely. And in being focused on your son, maybe he wants you to just really be serving your local church and that to be where you really focus on. And he watches you and you will be tested, because then you'll have a pastor and otherwise counsel around you to help steward that zeal as well. His body, the Lord loves his body, the Lord loves his bride, right? He wants us to partner all together. So consider that. Like, Lord, where do you want me to place this zeal? Because I don't believe in sitting idle. That's also not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, sit idle, don't do anything, like blah, blah, blah. Like, no, channel it into the right places, but talk to the Lord about what it's supposed to look like season by season and moment by moment, because we may ideate and believe that's where the Lord wants us to go. And it may be where he wants us to go, but it may not be where he wants us to go right now, right? The Lord's timing is perfect. And I think stewarding zeal leans really closely into understanding that we don't understand everything. The Lord has all knowledge. Like, there's reason for the steps that he walks us in. Like, there's a reason we move step by step through the sanctification, right? He knows more about us than we know about ourselves. So trusting the Lord in how he's asking us to steward, instead of looking and being like, oh, God, I want to just go out and preach to the nations. Oh, God, I just want to go out and go on mission trips all the time. Oh, God, I just like, he's preparing you. Allow him to prepare the zeal for the appropriate audiences, for the appropriate places, right? And also so that he's preparing your heart so that, hey, you can remember back to when you were zealous like this and how the Lord sustained you, so that when it comes to the point when your zeal is not as zealous, right? You can look back and reflect all throughout the Bible. Remember, remember, remember. You see it. The Lord's always like, remember, remember. And that's encouraging people. Remember that the Lord, hey, don't you remember that the Lord, right? So really lean into remembering, and I think it's a healthy thing to write down the ways that the Lord has shown himself to you, answered prayers, things that he's delivered you from, right? Things that he's healed from in you, so that when you get into this season from very, very zealous to not so zealous, you can look back and say, I know the God that I serve. I love the God that I serve. Because if you're zealous going 99 miles an hour forever, you're going to burn out. There's no way you cannot burn out, right? That's why even the Lord talks about rest. Rest is huge, right? So ensuring that we may want to run ourselves rampant. Hello, I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty of that. Or I'm like, I can do all the things. I can do all the things. And the Lord's like, you can, but you shouldn't. I call for you to rest. The world calls for you to go, go, go. So isn't that interesting? Thank you, Holy Spirit, that Satan can take our zeal and pervert it to say, you're so zealous, you got to go and you got to go right now, because he wants you to burn out. He wants your faith to feel shaky. Hello, deception. He's so deceptive. He is so sly. So honestly, do yourself a favor. Steward the zeal to kick the devil back into the ground, to put your heel on his neck. Okay? Okay, be like, oh yeah, actually, this is a spiritual weapon. Stewardship? Spiritual weapon. Stewardship in all things, right? So I say this as an encouragement to be grateful for the zeal that you have. Take the time to ask the Lord how to steward it. And that it's not a bad thing to be on fire for the Lord. And it's not a bad thing to sit in the back seat and learn and be taught for a while. And to just really seek wise counsel in all that you do. The Lord has good in that for you. He loves you. He's your provider. He's your father. He's your friend. Like, he loves you. He's not going to lead you astray. He would never do that. He guides you. You're so precious to him. Your zeal is precious to him. It's a holy thing. It's a holy gift, right? So remember that it's holy, because you're affecting other people with the zeal, not just yourself. I think we think about zeal like, oh, it's mine, my zeal, my. But it's the Lord's zeal that he's given you. It's his. And if it's his, it's holy, right?